The purpose of the news is to use you to allow the world's most destructive corporations and countries to get away with their crimes, while the news media pretends to keep you informed about the world around you. Its actual function is to keep you distracted and stupid and prevent you from realizing your true power. My identity is a secret, but I'm a journalist. I've spent my career working for some of the largest media organizations in the world, and I know exactly the tactics the media uses to keep you angry, uninformed, and stupid. In this short video, I'm going to tell you 5 tactics the news uses to manipulate you. Wording. Look at these headlines. Each media outlet has included the word preemptive in its headline, reinforcing the idea that Iran was on the verge of attacking the state that shall not be named. These journalists will argue that it appears in scare quotes, and they are just reporting statements given to them by the state that shall not be named. But really, the whole point is to put the idea of preemptive in your head. By seeing and hearing the word preemptive when talking about the attack, you automatically make an association between the two things. On a subconscious level, you get the idea that Iran was about to attack the state that shall not be named, and you are therefore more likely to see it as justified. Imagine if you punched someone walking down the street. You would be arrested if a cop found out about it. But what if you told the cop you attacked preemptively because you thought you were going to be attacked? Confuses the matter, doesn't it? The media does this constantly because they realize that words are weapons. One country attacking another without just cause would naturally outrage any ordinary person, but by baking in a justification into the headline, the aim is to create a reaction that sympathizes with the attacker, or in the very least muddy the waters. Limiting the range of acceptable opinion. Just say you saw someone go up to a baby in the park and hit it. The attacker says they did nothing wrong. Another witness says the baby deserved it. Another says the baby didn't deserve it, but they can see the attacker's point. You, on the other hand, say hitting babies is always wrong, and that to do so is evil. Now imagine if a news reporter turned up and interviewed everyone except you. You would have 3 opinions and yours would be missing. To anyone watching, those 3 opinions, all of which are sympathetic to the attacker, are the acceptable range of opinions. The mainstream media does this with just about every single topic, from global health emergencies that shall not be named to actions of a state that shall not be named. To take an example from the Iraq War, media outlets were universally united in their support for the American invasion. Experts who appeared on talk shows were either those who believed Iraq had weapons of mass destruction and should therefore be invaded, and those who believed it should be invaded regardless. By deciding on the range of acceptable opinion, the media makes pariahs out of those whose ideas genuinely challenge the status quo. That includes anti-war voices, as well as people who don't like seeing babies get hurt, making you hate people they don't like. Miss Rachel is a beloved entertainer, loved by tens of millions of children who made the mistake of expressing support for children, killed and wounded by a state that shall not be named. This state has a lot of influence among newspaper editors in the US and Europe, but we won't go into that now. Because of her unforgivable stance against hurting children, Miss Rachel became the subject of anger amongst mainstream journalists. Oliver Munn, who is an actress or something, said she would not let her kid watch The Entertainer, and that was news for some reason. The Times went even further, stating she was driving British parents mad. Rest assured, the media has a habit of making you laugh at or hate the people it wants you to, whether that's Justin Bieber, Britney Spears, the entire Arab race, and so on. Once the mainstream media locks on, don't expect one big article saying, "I hate you." Instead, expect a drip of stories that will make you laugh at people, hate them, or question their sanity. Sadly, the effect of such coverage is to create momentum towards more drastic action, such as deplatforming people and, in the case of anti-Arab or Muslim sentiment, invading countries. Hiding who pays for them. Journalism pays terrible, except if you're one of the loyal mouthpieces for the corporate media, or one of the talented independent journalists who've managed to create a large audience for themselves. The reason the industry exists at all is because of handouts by large corporations in entire countries. But these people are not acting out of the goodness of their hearts. They expect something in return. It's in the interests of media owners to make sure their journalists get them influence amongst lawmakers and paint them in a favorable light. But journalists don't wear the names of their sponsors on their shirts like footballers. Instead, they pretend their links and patronage by some of the most powerful people in the world is irrelevant to their work. Come on, stop kidding us. It's okay to admit which side your bread is buttered. Without knowing who controls them and what their motivations are, we can never be sure of the sincerity of what we're consuming in the news. Distraction. Remember when I mentioned Justin Bieber? There's another reason why journalists love celebrity news besides schadenfreude over their personal troubles. Whenever their corporate or ideological masters need a distraction, they're willing to supply brain-dead news about celebrities to keep people occupied and not focused on the stuff that matters. This one doesn't need explaining. Think about it. Why do we need to know what a bunch of nobodies wore for the Met Gala when there are wars breaking out across the world? Maybe it's to make those conflicts seem more distant from us and our roles in creating them. Anyway, I'll have more videos just like this coming up, but more detailed and on different topics. So if you enjoyed this or felt like you learned something, please drop a like and subscribe.